Oh, yeah, baby. Welcome to WWE. I'm just kidding. It's KillJoy Jake. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in. It has been a very exciting time to talk horror, let me tell you. Oh, baby. It's the start to another week, which means we have all new Scream 7 theories and updates, baby. Hang on now. My computer wants to get involved. This ad wants to get involved with the stream. It's like, get 20% off your order for to make holiday prep easy. No, we're not going to be doing any of that. What we are going to be doing, though, is we're going to be talking a little bit about Scream 7. Where's that teaser? It was supposed to drop with 2 different events this past weekend, and it did not. It seems like people are making stuff up regarding Scream 7, which is no fun. I feel like it was kind of obvious we weren't getting a trailer this weekend, but, you know, people like to run their little mouths. So I think we're all just excited is what it is. We all want to see some footage from Scream 7, because that's going to set the record straight. People are like, I don't like that all these people are talking trash about my Scream 7. I want to see some footage and see how it actually fucking rocks. Well, that's the truth. I mean, that's the truth of it. A lot of people want to see footage because we don't know what this thing's going to be. A lot of people are saying one thing, a lot of people are saying another thing that completely goes against that. So I think we're all just a little nervous. We're all just feeling a little impatient. We want to see what the hell is going on with this project. As do I. But I think realistically, we're probably not going to see that teaser until November. But let me know if you've seen something. Maybe I haven't. Maybe if you have some sort of guess as to why it's going to release sooner than that, let me know down in the chat. Or are you just excited? Maybe you just cannot wait to see this bad boy. On top of that, The Conjuring, probably the biggest thing in horror news right now, The Conjuring Last Rites just had the very biggest opening weekend for a horror film ever. Like, literally ever, surpassing It Chapter 1, which pulled in $190 million during its opening weekend. Last Rites beat it by $4 whole million. You know what I could do with $4 million? That would change my goddamn life. That's awesome, though. I'm very happy for Conjuring Last Rites. It honestly kind of deserves it. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10 by any means, but I had a very good time with it. Definitely one of the better Conjuring flicks. After this stream goes down, by the way, I will have a little video go up ranking all 10 of the Conjuring flicks. So you'll be able to see that. Give it a watch. Anyways, let's see what you guys have to say about Scream. That's the focus of today's stream. That is Scream 7 talk. Let's get into it, baby. King Matthew III saying, what's up, Jake? How are you today? I am fan-fucking-tastic. I read that the teaser for Scream 7 should come out on the 9th tomorrow. So it was gonna come out. Let me get this right. It was supposed to come out the 5th with The Conjuring. Or the 4th, I guess, for early previews. Didn't happen. Supposed to come out the 7th for the VMAs. Now it's going to drop on a random Tuesday. Hit me with a Y. Hit me with the Y, brother. Jacob Wells is saying, hey, Jake, it's Jacob Wells. What's up, Jake Wells? Where is the Scream 7 trailer? Want to see Stu Macher say funny things again like he did in the first... I want to see him say funny things again, too. You know what? I can't argue with that. Maybe he's alive and still just saying goofy things in his bedroom by himself. Cranking his hog. I don't know. What do you think Stu would be doing by himself? Reaper Kid is saying it's coming. It has to eventually. It will, but probably we have to wait until November when we got 3 months before this one drops. That's my guess. Official Mig on Tiv. What's up, Jake? I hope you had a fantastic day. I hope you had an even more fantastic day. That's what I think. Sadly, I won't be active much in this stream because I have mopping. Dude's got a mop rather than talk horror with KillJoy Jake. I see how it is. Whatever, Mig. I'm just kidding. I hope your mopping is not too bad. Thanks for hanging out with us, though. KC Mac, people, they said the teaser will be in September, not on The Conjuring. They did. They said it was The Conjuring. Then they said it was the VMAs. Now they're saying it's Tuesday. I don't know, man. I don't think we're getting it. I think we got to wait till November. Richard J. Skarenki, I watched the entire thing. The only thing I care about was Sabrina Carpenter and Ariana Grande. Well, hey, at least there was some of that. No Scream 7 in sight in December. December? Is that a month? November, December, my big guess. How about it debuts during the Thanksgiving parade? I think, you know, the thing we got to remember is this is a slasher film. You know what I mean? Like, kids are going to be watching the Macy's Day Parade. I think it'll probably be with The Running Man, right? I think that makes sense. That's a kind of horror action film dropping from Paramount, which is the same distributor as Scream 7. That comes out November 14th. Now, that's actually more than 3 months out before Scream 7. So that's actually kind of earlier than how Scream 5 and Scream 6 were marketed, don't forget, because we got the first trailers, first little teasers, whatever, for both of those films 3 months before. This would be like a couple weeks over 3 months. So, I mean, even that suggestion is early, but it does make a little more sense because it's coming from the same distributor? I don't know. Paula Fitzhenry, how are you? Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being a channel member. You watched the VMAs, no teaser. I had a feeling. I didn't even watch them. I knew it. I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm an adult. This is way too late. Child's Play fan is saying, I hope whoever started the trailer at the VMAs rumored kicks rocks. Brutal. Yusuf Del Rosario saying, I'm predicting it's on September 26th. With The Strangers, maybe? Like maybe it's like, okay, it could come with the new slasher flick. I mean, that's entirely possible. And listen, if it happens, I won't be complaining. But I strongly doubt it. That was kind of mean, wasn't it? No, I really don't think we're getting it in September. That's just what, like, unless they're gonna kick off this marketing campaign real early and like just go nuts with it for months and months and months. That's the only way I could see it happening. And hey, maybe it happens and then we just start seeing marketing all over the place. You know, that would be awesome. But I don't know if they're going to go that hard on it. I think they're going to rest. I think they're going to kind of rest on their laurels a little bit. The more I've thought about it, the more I'm like, you know what? It's Scream at the end of the day. If that drops in theaters, they do a little 3-month marketing campaign. It's going to make money. I bet it makes more money than the last 2 flicks, even with a 3-month marketing campaign. So I don't think we got to worry about them having to market it like earlier. You know what I mean? That's something I've really been thinking about, especially this last weekend. Jonathan Torres is saying, let's go, Jake. What's up, Jonathan? How are you, baby? Welcome in. Welcome in. Kyle Brandon saying, get it up, baby. You're goddamn right. Oh, this stream is getting real sensual after all that. Erica is saying, hey, what's up, Erica? Thanks for modding. Thanks for being a channel member. I greatly appreciate you. Very fun stuff. And guys, if you like me yammering and yamming and yawing about Scream, we might go for a whole nother hour if we get our super chat goal, which is 10 of those smackaroos. So 10 of anything. Send it out. We'll make it happen. We'll yam about Scream for even longer. Make that happen. Erica, thank you for hanging out with us, though. How are you doing, our beloved mod? Austin Allman. I met a fella named Austin Peanut this weekend too. PD Peanut. I wonder if you guys are related. Hello, Faith Dorn saying, hey Jake, hey chat. Hope everybody is having a great Monday. Same to you, Faith. I also hope you're having a great Monday because they usually suck. And I hope this one doesn't. I really hope. Just like, call me Garfield because I eat a lot of lasagna and God, I hate Mondays. Chris is saying, wait, is a trailer coming? I hope so. I hope it was supposed, all these random accounts on Twitter said it was supposed to drop during the VMAs, and it did not. Perry Moberg is saying, hey, Jake. Perry, thank you so much for being a member. I greatly appreciate you. How are you, Perry? How are you doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. Jason Carpenter, same to you, my friend, also a member. What's up, what's up, Jake? I had to take a sick day today. Apparently, I do too after whatever the hell that just was. The flu shot kicked my ass. Weapons is still the #1 movie of 2025. I am so with you on that, Jason. Rock on. Weapons rocked. Gladys is my mom. Very good stuff. I'm so sorry that a flu shot kicked your ass, dude. That's brutal. Sometimes I get like a little like just pain in my arm or something, and then I'm good after like a couple hours. I feel a little like kind of groggy, I'm like, I just got to lay down for a bit and then I'm chilling. But sometimes they kick your ass like that too, man. It's brutal. So that's all good. I'm glad you got to rest up a little bit though. That's kind of nice. That's kind of a vibe, man. Always good. Always got to find time to rest. Dave Sim is saying, what's up, Daddy Jake? That's me. What's up, my son? What's up, Chad? Jake, last night I went and we watched a movie or we watched Weapons. Oh, okay. I misread that. We watched Weapons and I don't know why it was the creepier the second time I saw it. Ooh, it's very creepy. I'm a big fan. When that lady comes out with the freaking knife out the front door, you know what I'm talking about? That's not even that big of a spoiler. Ooh, God, it freaks me out every time I see it. I love it. Samantha Robinson is saying, hey, Jake, guess what? I got the new Chucky's Punch. Oh, is that the Fanta? I haven't tried that yet. I've actually been meaning that in the apple cider. What is it? The Angry Orchard, not Orchid. I've been meaning to try the Jason ones and the new Fantas too, because it's like the spooky season themed drinks. So I'm like, oh, I gotta try that at some point. That could be fun. Is it good? Let us know. Inquiring minds would like to know, specifically my inquiring mind. Erica's at work, but she's lurking. That's all good. Lurk all you want. I'm sorry you got to be at work right now. That sucks. That's no fun. It is Monday, though. A few more chats, and Todd Andrew threw in a little nasty super chat. Thank you for that, my friend. Austin Daniels is saying, hey, Jakey, do you think after Scream 8 this franchise will properly reboot? If so, do you have a dream director to take on Scream movie besides Christopher Landon? Besides Christopher Landon, that's tough. He's top of the list, baby. Who would I want to direct a new Scream film? Damn, I feel like there's a lot of good options right now, especially. I wouldn't mind seeing Michael Kennedy, honestly, from Freaky, who he wrote Freaky, and then also wrote what is the other one? It's a Wonderful Knife. I would not mind him writing a Scream movie. I think that would be a lot of fun. Directing, who else besides Christopher Landon? That's like my top choice. He took the words right out of my mouth, my friend. Jeez, I really got to think about this. Who would do it? Maybe it would be kind of funny if Rian Johnson did it, honestly. I think that would be kind of hilarious. Just be like, oh, yeah, doing Knives Out, now I'm doing Scream. Bam. Javon Alfonso saying, hey, Jake, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. I'm hoping that the trailer for Scream 7, they don't show too much. I hope so either, because last time they showed a lot. And old Jake was all over that shit. So I really hope not. Flashing forward a little bit here, we got some super chats rolling in. Guys, thank you so much for the support. Todd Andrew throwing $7.99. It says that there's a little A next to it. I don't know what that means, but hey, rock on, Todd. Thank you for the support. Devastating we didn't get the trailer, but builds up the hype. In the meantime, gives me time to finish my slasher novel if today was the last. Much love. Well, that's nice. You got something to do in the meantime. I love that. Todd, I'm with you that I want to see some footage from this. I've been very on the fence about how I feel regarding Scream 7. Some things I'm hearing, I'm really loving about the film, other things not so much. So I've really been on the fence. Overall, most of the stuff I'm hearing is positive, 60%, but there's that 40% that's making me nervous. So I really do want to see some footage to see what this is all about, how they're going to try to market this thing and try to get an idea of what we're getting here, because I feel like we just keep getting conflicting reports about things. Mason Gooding says it's going to be the most brutal, bloody Scream. Nev Campbell says we're totally getting away from that. It's not even going to be a slasher flick. It's like, what the hell is this movie? It's constant. Like, it's been 2 years of conflicting reports like that, just back and forth of what the hell is this movie going to be. And I just don't know. I need to see some footage, because I'm worried. Whenever you have people like this who start saying things with a lack of confidence, it doesn't always result in the best movie. I mean, Halloween Ends, spitting example. Everybody who was talking about this movie before it came out was just like, I don't know. Is going to be really weird, And it's like they're saying things that don't really build a lot of confidence with the movie. So I'm kind of getting those vibes from some of the early interviews we've heard about the flick, but I feel like let's let it speak for itself. Let's see what this thing is. Let's see what the trailer is going to show us. I hope it's good though, Todd. Thank you for the $7.99. I appreciate you for your support. I hope you enjoy your novel. Jason Carpenter throwing 2 out there too, saying, for me, Weapons gets better on every rewatch. I need to rewatch it. Damn. The only movie I went to see, because I had actually had time to go see it twice, was 28 Years Later this year. But Weapons is one I would have seen again. I just never had time to get back to the theater on that one, but really wanted to go back and revisit that movie. That and 28 Years, I think, are like my 2 favorites of the whole year so far. Just really blew me away. Weapons probably being my number 1 though, if I'm being honest. That was a lot of things happening in that movie that just blew my mind. I don't even know if it's the most like surprising movie I've ever seen in my life, but like it's not even really about that. It's just the way that movie flows and feels and it gives you pieces of the puzzle. Like that journey is so much fun. I'm so here for that. So I totally agree. Weapons, it's my number 1 movie of the year. I don't see anything topping it. There's a lot of great releases on the horizon here that we got, but like that's the best one, dude. And Weapons, nothing's gonna top that. Sinners also up there too. We can't forget about Sinners, also a very good movie. That's my top 3 right there, baby. Jason, thank you for the $2, my friend. Really appreciate you. Phoenix 2520. Love to see it. What's up, my Phoenixy friend? Throwing 5 out there. Thank you. I'm going to say the trailer comes out along with Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So like in December. Okay. Also Halloween 2025. Watch it yet? ? So like Phoenix, you were saying this on stream the other day. Like I genuinely do not know what you're talking about. There's just a movie called Halloween 2025. Halloween 2025 movie. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just not finding it. I am not finding a movie that is supposed to come out this year called Halloween. And mind you, I know some people in the chat might be asking, are you like Jake, Michael Myers movie? Huh? What's going on with this? Phoenix and I were talking. This is not a Michael Myers movie. I do not know. I have not found any updates for a movie called Halloween from 2025. I unfortunately do not know what you're talking about. Does it have like a slightly different title or something? I'm so sorry. I do not know what you're talking about. I've actually looked for it after the stream because I'm just like, what's this fella talking about? I can't find it. Yeah, send it my way or something because I'm trying to figure out what what movie, if there's a movie called Halloween coming out this year, I got nothing. I can't find any official. Like I literally looked it up. I got nothing. But Five Nights at Freddy's, could it come along with that? Absolutely. That could totally happen too. Kick off the marketing campaign towards the end of the year. Because I also feel like with the holidays and stuff, there's a lot of opportunity to do some marketing. So you might want to even do that before December. You could kind of throw something out like right at the tail end of November, early December, and then all through the marketing with all the shit that's going on, then just push that Scream trailer in people's faces. So I definitely hope it comes out before December. I think there's like a sweet spot for it to come out. That 3-month marketing campaign is kind of brilliant, man. Sure, there's not going to be as many moviegoers in January, but there will be a fuck ton in December. Like, I feel like the majority of the marketing for this flick you're going to see in December of this year, just because that's the time when everyone's like kind of going out, being with family, going and potentially seeing movies. I know a lot of people that do see movies on Christmas Day, like go to the theater and go see a movie with their family. So it'd be great to do that and then have the trailer play in front of Five Nights at Freddy's for sure, 100%. But Phoenix, thank you for the 5. Someone educate me on whatever this movie is going to be coming out this year, because I'm trying to find it. NRU Cody, member for 10 months. Holy shit, my friend. Thank you. Hey, Jake and Chad, on episode 5, season 2 of School Spirits. Ooh, I've been watching this. This is a very good. I really like this show. Love the characters Wally and Simon and Janet's story. I feel bad for Janet, not gonna lie. I feel bad for Janet, but it's a little more complicated than that. It's kind of how I feel, right? Because she's a character that you kind of want to hate, but then you learn more about her and you're like, oh, okay, now I feel bad. So it's a complex situation. Guys, if you haven't watched School Spirits, I'm very hard to please when it comes to like these more like the drama shows that have a little more of like teen focused characters. I think a lot of them are bad, but when they're good, when they're good, oh, they're freaking fantastic. And this one I'm really interested in. I can't wait to see where season 3 goes. Very good concept. I think that's the biggest thing I like about this show, is that it sticks to its concept and it understands what we want from it. So I'm excited to see what else happens with this show. It's going to some really interesting, cool places. I recommend it. It's over on Paramount Plus, where you have to watch 100 ads every 5 minutes per episode. So if that's worth it to you, check it out. But yeah, it's a clown movie called Halloween from 2025. Halloween, hang on. Like, I know we have more things to get into. I know there's more important things. Halloween 2025 clown movie. Clown in a cornfield fucking comes up. Wait a minute. What was that? There's something in my... Got it. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. So it came up. The movie is called Halloween. It is a clown slasher movie that's coming out this year, not Halloween. Okay. I'm like, dog, this threw me down a fucking loop the other day. We got it figured out. Halloween 2025. Dr. Marks and journalist Parker trace the source to jailed serial killer Crane, recruiting followers for an anarchist movement. Okay, so that kind of sound... Hang on. Let me see some pictures from this. Kind of gives me the idea that there's like a bunch of clowns running around. Oh, I'm looking at pictures of this real quick. It kind of gives me like Purge vibes. Like, kind of looks like we got a bunch of Purge people with clown masks on running around. Okay. I will watch Halloween. Hell, HELLOWEEN. I will look into this. I will watch this. Dude, this sent me down a freaking rabbit hole the other day. I'm like, there is not a movie called Halloween coming out this year. I could not find it. I literally just looked it up and it came up in like the search. It's like, do you mean Halloween? And I'm like, yes, that is what I mean. There we go. We got it figured out, baby. Let's go. God, I'm so excited. I'm going to watch the trailer for that 10 times in a row after this stream. Justin Proper throwing $10 out there. Thank you. You have a few things you want to get to with this super chat. 1, Scream 7 will absolutely be a character piece with a lot of heart. I hope so. I think that would be a really great way. See, like kind of what Saw X did for Jigsaw is like, show me this whole new side to this previous character, to this character we already knew so well. Can we reinvent the character of Sidney Prescott? Like, here's my thing. I love Saw X. This movie rocks for me because it showed us a different side to Jigsaw and completely revitalized my interest in this character. Can they do the same thing for Sidney Prescott here? Because right, like where I'm sitting at this moment in time, I just feel like there's not a whole lot of story left to tell with her. But if they saw X, the Scream 7, essentially, if they kind of follow in the footsteps of that movie with her character, they could totally revitalize her, and we could be following her for a couple more movies if they give us a good reason to. They added a bunch of new stuff to Jigsaw in Saw X. And in the past, he was kind of, you know, almost this Bond villain with a weird moral compass, you know what I mean? And now he's a little more humanized here in Saw X, which I think makes him more lovable, more likable, and also someone we can actually follow. Even though he is kind of anti-hero, we're still kind of rooting for him over someone like Cecilia Peterson, who I think morally we can view as a bigger villain. So can we do something like that for Sidney Prescott here in Scream 7? That's like the big question, maybe one of the most important questions this movie needs to answer. 2, it will be brutal, but the only ones at risk will be the new cast. They are screwed. No chance at all, especially Mark. I really hope they kill somebody close to Sydney's family. Is that terrible? Is that a terrible thing to say? I want there to be tension in this movie, and we have we have Kevin Williamson, and I agree with them. I get it. I get why he's saying and doing all this, but he's saying, I'm not going to kill Sidney Prescott. That would be way too mean-spirited. We're not going to do that. I get it. Listen, Kevin, I get it, but like, don't tell us that. You can keep that a little secret in your back pocket, and you never need to do that. Respect, my friend. But like, don't tell us you're not going to kill the main character of your new slasher movie. I just feel like no matter what the situation, could you imagine if the director of the new Strangers movie was like, we're not going to kill Madeline Pesh. It ain't happening. And I just feel like that wouldn't be any fun. There's no tension. There's no tension when you say you're not going to kill a character. So anytime Sydney's being chased around now, I'm just going to be thinking about that quote. So hopefully the tension there is with her, family and friends or whatever being chased around, being killed. And, she's trying to rush in there and protect him, try to protect her family. That's where your tension comes in, baby. And especially if they kill like the husband or something, it's like, oh shit. Okay, these kids can die, Fool me into thinking something really awful could happen. And then you don't really have to do it. But as long as you can fool me into thinking it could, that's where the magic is of a good slasher with twists and turns and fun and shit. Soul hate. What's up, my friend? California 5, Canada. Every time I see CA, I think California, but Canada, $5. Thank you so much, my friend. You're saying, I found a trailer called Halloween Aftermath that comes out in October. Peyton List is amazing in School Spirits. Loved School Spirits. Love the School Spirits love on this stream. Very good stuff. I was looking at that too. That kind of looks like something like a fan-made thing. I don't think that's real. Yeah, it was like some sort of Halloween Aftermath 2025. It's some sort of like it's a fan film. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a fan film that's dropping on YouTube on October of 2025. Interesting. Okay, rock on. Very good stuff. Well, that might be fun too. But I just I could not find this movie, and then it came up in my thing. But we got it. We figured it out. Halloween, baby. We're gonna look into that. Britain's answer to Terrifier. Assumably, it looks more like The Purge though, just from the pictures I saw. It's like a bunch of pictures of people with clown masks, and they're running around with a big old nasty axe. But I'm glad that you love School Spirits, because I'm very, my fiance loves like teen drama stuff, and I'm just not really into it unless it's like really good, unless it's really well done. I just cannot vibe with it. The very beginning of that new Pretty Little Liars show I thought was good, but it kind of lost me at a certain point. But that's kind of how I feel about most of them. Like they start strong maybe, and then they just kind of lose me after a while. But that one, I've been really gripped. There's been some really cool shit that's been going on in that show. So I've been really vibing with that. I recommend School Spirits if you want a good like teen drama. If that's like your favorite part of Scream, you're like, I like that it's a bunch of kids running around and dark shit is happening. It's relatable. Watch School Spirits. It's good. It's very solid. Thank you for the 5 though, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you. My Canadian friend who's not from California, because I'm gonna mess that up. Mastermind Killer, what's up, dude? Hi, Jake. We got you and Madison tickets to Horror Hound this weekend, Friday through Sunday, as an engagement gift. You are so kind. Maybe I missed it, but I did not see. I think you said you sent me a message, and this is another thing that I need to look at right now, because I really appreciate that a ton. Man, hit me up with a message somewhere. Shoot me a message somewhere, and maybe I'm just not seeing a Mastermind Killer account. Maybe that's not your intimidating name over on Instagram either. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. If you don't want to, reveal your identity either, that's totally fine. But let me know what's up with this, because that is extreme. First of all, it's extremely kind. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that. We would love to come down and hang out with y'all for a little bit of Horror Hound action, which is this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, right? So that's pretty damn cool. Shit. All right. Rock on. Mastermind Killer, thank you for the 5. Let me know if you sent me a message somewhere, because I don't know if I got it or what the dealio is. But thank you for the 5, my friend. Thank you. We greatly appreciate that. Pat and Jester is saying, yo, Jake, I watched The Monkey over the weekend on Saturday, and I surprisingly enjoyed the hell out of it. I did too. I really didn't think I was gonna like it. I was really frustrated with long legs. I've come to like long legs, but I'm still very frustrated with the film for just a few little reasons. But it's very masterful. It is still very well done. But I do agree with you in saying that you love the Final Destination vibe that you got from it, and the practical effects were awesome. Were fantastic, I mean. Yeah, no, I think it totally captures the Final Destination thing in spirit, but it's way more cartoonish. Like, if you thought Final Destination Bloodlines was goofy and cartoonish, this movie pushes it even to the next level. And I think that's kind of why I really enjoyed it, because it's kind of got this really like dark really dark message about existentialism and how we're all going to die, essentially, but it's having a lot of fun talking about that. And that juxtaposition, I think, is what makes that movie very special. It's towards the top of my list in terms of top 10 of the year. I really enjoyed The Monkey. I don't know. A lot of people seem to have hated it. Like, there's some strong The Monkey hate out there. And I don't know. It's very... Honestly, it's very inoffensive is how I'm kind of shocked there's so much like very strong hate for it, because it feels like a movie where I'm like, it's just fun, like just dumb fun with kind of a little bit of a message, and it's nothing that gets up in your face and screams or shoves down your throat or anything. It's just, it's a fun movie. It's totally harmless. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Jason Carpenter is saying, don't forget Companion, but it came out back in February. I liked Companion. I've seen it twice now, and I like it more on rewatch. I don't. Everyone's like top 10 of the year, one of the best movies. It was solid. It was a fun watch. I don't know. I couldn't give it more than a 6 out of 10. Very solid, fun, cool little watch, but it's Ex Machina, but make it silly. That's kind of all it was. It's fun. Companion's cool, but like Ex Machina, if you guys haven't seen Ex Machina, Ex Machina is a little better in my opinion. I liked Companion though. Love Jack Quaid, love Sophie Thatcher. Both of them crazy talented young actors, and we're gonna see them in many more movies to come. So it's always great seeing those two. But I don't know, I just was not blown away by this film. It was a very fun watch. I just don't think I would give it a top 10 listing for that one. Genuine Lover is saying, I heard from a person in Canada that she got the trailer, and it shows Chad coming out from a restaurant getting chased and attacked in the trailer. It's a minute and 7 seconds long. The damn Canadians already have the trailer. Let us have it, Canada. Come on now. Let me know. let me know what's up, Canada, our Canadian friends. Are you keeping the trailer from us? We need to know. Pat and Jester is saying, God, I hate teen dramas. School Spirits might be pretty solid, but anything else is garbage. And yes, I hate The Breakfast Club. Okay, now that's taking it a step too far. Come on now. Listen, there's some 80s classics that we can't be stepping on now. Come on. That's a classic. But I'm kind of with you. There's a lot of teen drama that does not work for me. Jacob Wells is saying, I hope that Scream 7 is in fan service cash grab movie. I hope so too, because a lot of the updates we're getting about it says, hey, please come and see our cash grab movie. Please check it out. We're going to bring back all your fan favorite characters just so that you pay money to see this movie one time. I'm really worried about that. These movies are so rewatchable, and it would suck if they just fell to stoop to the levels of the Minecraft movie, which it doesn't need to do. I don't know. Very strange. Very odd stuff happening with this one. Trevor Colburn is saying, I hope Scream 7 has one killer. That could be different. That could be fun. We have technically only had one killer since Scream 3, and I think it would be fun to kind of go back to the one killer angle. Because I feel like in Scream, you're kind of expecting multiple killers at this point. So to just commit to one. And also, it sounds like we might be talking a little bit about Angelina's involvement in the Scream 3 incident. I talk about it like it was just like, oh, that one time a long time ago when people were getting killed in Hollywood. No, I think I really do think that Kevin Williamson is going to be doing some sort of rewriting of history, like saying like, actually, this is what happened in Scream 3 with this movie. I mean, I've literally heard him talk multiple times on podcasts about how he does not like certain elements of Scream 3. It's his least favorite film in the franchise. He wishes there was things that were changed about it. And I mean, obviously he feels that way as someone who wasn't able to write it. You know, he got busy with other stuff and wasn't able to tackle it himself. So I totally get that. But I'm curious what he's going to do now, having a little bit of a different creative seat in the franchise. Is he going to implement some of that in there? You know, he had some sort of something over the script. I don't know if he had so much so to the point where he's like, oh, we're doing this story, you write it for me. You know, I don't know about that, but could he have implemented some things about, hey, we're actually going to have 2 killers now in Scream 3 with a quick little fix like that, you know? Maybe. I think that would be fun. Would be fun to kind of be like, let's rewrite history with Scream 3 and then do something weird here. I'm all about that. I'm all about that kind of fun, crazy shit. Riley Rage is saying, question, do you think they will have the nerve to make an I Know You Did Last Summer sequel? That's so funny. Will they have the nerve to make another one of those, toss another one of those out? Maybe as a straight to streamer, you know? Maybe. Dude, you know, it was considered profitable, so I'll give that movie that. But you know, when a movie has such negative reviews like this film did, and I'm stepping on toes shitting on this movie, man, because people are like defending it tooth and nail. I just was not crazy about it, but you gotta look at it objectively. It did have some pretty nasty reviews. It's really the question of, would people show up for a sequel? People showed up for the first one, you know, but after all those negative reviews, are people really going to, you know, stop by for round 2? I mean, look at what happened to Megan this year. Megan was a huge, unexpected hit for Blumhouse back in 2023. It was a movie that they were literally just dumping at the top of the year because they're like, we need something. And it ended up turning Megan into a horror icon. Whether you like that or not, Megan has officially hit that status. We had people dressing up as her for Halloween the last 2 years. I mean, you look at that costume and you know exactly who that is now. That, to me, defines a horror icon. The sequel comes out this year and bombs. Completely and utterly bombs. And that movie had stellar reviews, made a fuck ton of money. How is this sequel not bringing in anything? It's literally, if there's one little tiny teeny negative thing about your film, you're done. You know, that's just how brutal it is. Unless you're like a franchise that's so big that you can't fail, like Jurassic Park. They could make like 3 more Jurassic Park movies and they will be profitable. Jurassic World Rebirth did not have very good reviews, and it still pulled in like something like $800 million or some crazy shit, if I'm not mistaken. Like Jurassic World Rebirth actually did really good. And it's like, what? I liked it. I really actually enjoyed that film. I don't think it's best of the franchise or anything, but I remember being like, this movie still pulled in like a fuck ton of money, dude. Despite not having the best. It's down to 51%. Yeah, $860 million. That's almost $1 billion. I mean, that's insane. You know, sometimes you can be too big to fail, like Jurassic Park. But point being, I know what you did last summer. It's just not that big of a franchise to get to that point. Now, if it had, you know, stellar reviews across the board and maybe it made a little less money than expected, yeah, let's make a sequel. More people will show up the next time. Honestly, Scream 5, you could argue, was in a similar situation to that. It made enough money to be considered profitable, but the reviews were also very, very positive, very shining and sparkling. People were like, this movie rocked. And even if you disagree, that's just majority consensus. Totally fine to disagree with the majority consensus. I do all the time. But it's just one of those things where it's like reviews do matter in a sense. If you want to get a sequel, that is. Money is one thing, but also reviews, because if no one was a fan of it, if people felt that they were tricked to come to the box office to see something that was a lesser product, why would they show up for the same people making, you know, a continuation to that story? But I don't know. Again, we'll see what ends up happening with it. I'll be covering it. You know, it's one of those things. I'll cover it, but that movie just did not give me a whole lot of promise of some kind of fresh storytelling. It felt like it focused on just one element that the people liked about the original film. And it was not, to me, not the most interesting element about the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. But I could talk on and on and on about how I feel like that movie just kind of copy and pasted everything that Scream 5 did in a really boring way. But I won't get into that whole thing. Watch my review. Mastermind Killer said you messaged me on Messenger. Gotcha. I never check Facebook, so that's probably why. I didn't see that. You are too kind, though, my friend. I really appreciate it. I'm looking at it right now, because I just want to see what's up with this. Man, I have messages from so many different people. I'm like, I haven't gone on here in forever. I have people from like high school who have messaged me. They're like, hey, how are you doing? How's the YouTube channel? Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna get to that a little later. You are so kind, though, my friend. Thank you. Erica's also thrown out a few links to some really interesting stuff, and I want to just talk about this for literally 2 seconds. First of all, check out the gaming channel if you have not quite yet. We're almost at 1,100 subs over there. Would be cool to hit that. So go subscribe to GullGotha if you're not subbed yet. Also, I believe we're streaming on Fate's channel tonight. Fate's channel, we're doing the Lethal Collective, Fate Decided's page. I believe we're streaming over there. I don't know if he set it up quite yet. Don't know what's going on, but the Lethal Collective should be back tonight. Should be. So I really hope that's happening, because I miss talking with those guys. It's always a fun time talking about horror and shit with those dudes. And yeah, Erica's asking about the Collective. Yeah, so we should be streaming over there. I don't know if he has it set up yet or not, but if we should be streaming at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight, which is approximately 3 hours and 20 minutes from exactly right now. Anyways, Genuine Lover is saying she plays her next door neighbor, but is doing the Debbie Salt Mrs. Loomis thing. Oh, okay, hang on. You have another message. I believe Anna Camp is Leslie Mocker and is leading Sydney to believe her brother is still alive. I mean, that could be really fun. It would be I think it would be kind of commentary in and of itself to have Stu's sister be the killer. Because it'd be like, well, Stu's dead, so here's his sister. We're going to have her run around and do some shit. I think they're gonna do everything they possibly can to find and make some sort of connection to the original flick. I think that's just kind of my thought. I don't think they need to do that. It's like, okay, fine, but I feel like this franchise needs to get away from that. This franchise needs to get away from that one central event. To do a little more simple of a murder mystery is going to result in more shocking surprises, the fact that we all, if it's Leslie I'm telling you this right now, if it's Leslie Mocker and we all have this figured out before we've even seen a trailer, that's not good writing. Like, I'm sorry, but that's not. If we have this figured out months and months and months in advance, this isn't the first time we've been talking about Leslie Mocker either. It was a name drop randomly in Scream 5. You know what I mean? It's like, of course, people are going to pick up on that. I would hate for that to be the case. I would hate for it to be that obvious that we have it all figured out months and months and months, years before the movie even comes out. Picky Piggy 180 is saying, hi, Jake, how are you? I'm fantabulous. How are you, Picky Piggy? Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for chilling with us, dude. Thanks for being here. Jason Takes Manhattan was a better New York City movie than Scream 6. Fight me. Oh, we're going to fight all right. We're going to fight all right after that. No, I'm just kidding. I just... Give me an argument as to how and why. We're on a boat the majority of that movie. At least we're in New York City for all of Scream. I feel like that alone makes Scream 6 a better New York City movie. I don't know, man. I mean, there's, the subway scene is fucking awesome. I'll give you that, they didn't shoot it in New York, so it's like, that's definitely a negative towards it. But like, you know how expensive it is to shoot in New York City, man? Come on now. That's... Even like the John Wick movies don't shoot in New York 100% of the time. You know what I mean? Like, give Scream 6 a break, man. So Hate, throwing another 5 out there saying, I feel movies that fail like My Soul to Take have a story that's deep underneath but never dig into it. The failure is a lack of focus and the studio. I also feel like sometimes studios don't get necessarily what a filmmaker is trying to say with something, which really muddies up the vision. So I think that kind of, people are like, oh, add this in there, add this in that. This is trending. Throw that in there. That ruins things sometimes. People don't want to just see the same thing that they've already seen that's been trending over and over again. Sometimes maybe on a TikTok, but not a movie. We come to the movies to see somebody's, artistic vision unfold on screen. I feel like that's that to me is kind of the goal of something, and sometimes studio execs don't get that, which is a shame. They view it as making content rather than making art, and I think that's kind of where we fail. But My Soul to Take, that's interesting. That's an interesting movie to bring up. I remember seeing that one when I was like really young. I don't think I've revisited that movie though. I guess it's not very good. I guess it's not. If I haven't had any interest in revisiting it, it must not be great. But dude, thank you for the 5. I really appreciate you a ton. Gina's throwing $1 out there too. Thank you. Means a lot. And then I think David Primero just wrapped up our super chat goal here. Thank you guys a bunch. Record time. Y'all are killing it. David saying, did you see that deleted post credits for I Know You Did Last Summer where Stevie was attacked by the fisherman in the end? Do you think it would have made the movie better? No, no. I honest to God, I feel like we'd have to go back to the start of the film, like to really fix some things. Number one major thing you could have fixed, and I've said this a few times, and I've had people say like, "What are you talking about?" I've gotten comments about this. I don't know. Maybe I need to see the film again. Maybe it was the theater I was in, but I swear to God, I only understood like maybe 40% of Madeline Klein's lines in that movie. It is such a bizarre and weird thing to me. I don't understand what happened in the process of making this movie. Like my honest to God guess is that they didn't do second takes for multiple sequences, and they only had certain takes of this character delivering lines, because half the time I couldn't understand what she was saying. I was with the Splattercast guys. Shout out to Dylan and Luke. They're so awesome. They just hit like 51,000 subs, by the way. Major congrats. I was hanging out with them, and literally the entire movie, when we're watching this, like during an early screener, I found myself like most of the time when Madeline Klein was talking, I had to lean forward in my chair because I couldn't understand what she was saying. Like I actually, at one point I looked over to Dylan and I'm like, this movie needs fucking subtitles. I can't understand what she's saying. I missed so many lines of dialogue because she was either saying things too fast or just screaming it in a nonsensical way. I mean, like, that to me is like incompetence. That's like you literally didn't do another take for a feature film that was going to theaters. I can't possibly positively review a film just for something like that's such a elementary mistake to make for a horror film or just a movie in general. How do you not get a second take of something like that? I mean, again, maybe it was the theater maybe the theater I was in, the speakers just randomly cut out or something. When every time she specifically talked, maybe it was some insane coincidence, but I mean, I literally do not remember half the lines she said in the film. Like there was jokes that didn't land because I couldn't understand the words coming out of her mouth. I mean, bottom line, if you have a film that's incompetent, that can't push its own narrative, I can't even review it. Like what? That's why I came out the gate just ripping on this. I'm like, this is like a straight to streaming. I've seen better things on like streaming that were much lesser products with way lower budgets. I don't know. I mean, there's other problems with it too, whatever. And there's things that it does well as well. But I just, that small little detail was something that like actually killed it for me. Like I was so checked out of that movie 20 minutes in, because they couldn't even have multiple takes of someone delivering lines properly. It was just like, what? That was very frustrating for me. I don't know. I mad respect to everybody that liked it. Maybe you were able to understand what Madeline Klein was saying. Maybe my ears are broken. But I do not understand how you don't get more than one take for something like that, or what the situation was there. I don't know. It was just something that was just so frustrating to me. I simply cannot give any love to that movie. The Marvel Lord is saying, Jake, how do you deal with social anxiety and agoraphobia? I don't know if I have agoraphobia, but I definitely have a little bit of social anxiety. Honestly, dude, like it sounds fucked up, but exposure therapy. I just got to a point where I just kept talking with people, kept talking. When I was a kid, I never used to talk to people, and I would just like avoid eye contact at all costs. And like I hated that. Like one day I just said, I don't like that about myself. I'm gonna be more social and engage with people if I can. And I just started doing it. I don't know if I was very good at it at first, but I just started doing it. I might have weirded some people out because I was trying my best to make eye contact the whole time, and trying to make full sentences that make sense, but just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Don't lose faith in yourself. Believe in yourself that you can. It sounds dumb, like it's a little thing, but just push yourself to do it. You know, it might seem like it's nothing, but no, it's so having social interaction. That's half the reason we're all here doing this. You know what I mean? I mean, what's the attraction to literally what we're doing right now? A live stream talking about movies. It's the social interaction. You might listen. There's people right now who are listening to my take on I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they're like, this guy's a fucking idiot. I Know What You Did Last Summer is the greatest movie that came out ever. And if that's your opinion, rock on, my friend. That's awesome. But that's why we're here for the, dissertation, right? I mean, that's the whole point of this. I want to hear different perspectives on different movies. I don't want to just echo chamber myself into oblivion. That's fucking boring. we crave, as human beings, we crave that. So I think for people's own health, you have to interact with other people. It's good for you in a lot of ways. You learn things from other folks. So do what you can. Just exposure therapy, man. Push yourself to have a conversation with someone. And it sounds dumb, but like go to the gas station or something. Like go get yourself a snack and just have a conversation with the clerk there. Try to do something. Give any kind of effort you can towards that. I recommend it. I think it just makes you a stronger human being, and there's nothing wrong with that. So don't judge yourself for where you're at either. Just push yourself to take the next step up. Rock on. All the love to you, my friend. Jason Carpenter saying, I love Jason Takes Manhattan unapologetically, but it's not better than Scream 6. It's so bad it's good, baby. I love it. I think it is a fun movie. Better than Scream 6. I don't know about that. Austin's defense here, though, is saying other cities have subways and big buildings. It could have been in or Chicago or something. That wasn't much NYC about it. Did you want a movie where Ghostface is like dangling from the Statue of Liberty and shit like that, though? Like, I just feel like that would have been too silly for Scream. I don't know if that, like Scream 3, but in New York. I don't know. I don't know if that was the right direction after Scream 5, personally. What was fun about the New York setting for me was like, it was just big city. Like, I didn't even care that it wasn't like New York flavored. It was nice to see Scream in the big city. That's something we've never really done before, I mean, even in Scream 3, I mean, really, we're not really in downtown LA much of the film. It's mostly just like Hollywood sets and big Hollywood mansions and shit. That's kind of majority of the settings throughout the entire flick. So I was kind of, I don't know, Scream in the city is kind of how I describe Scream 6. That was kind of the most fun part of it, in my opinion. I think the subway scene was fun. I think like the Central Park stuff was kind of cool, if that was kind of, that kind of vibe. But I don't know, did you want more of like a Jason Takes Manhattan, like sillier flick where it was like kind of parodying, Ghostface running around different locations of New York? I feel like that might have been too silly even for Scream. That might have gone into... Scream has to walk a very careful line of not getting too goofy, because then it turns into Scary Movie. You know what I mean? Like, I think we have to make sure that we can take some elements of it seriously. Otherwise, it turns into just the Wayans brothers making fun of everything, everything, right? So, Mastermind Killer is saying, I believe the Scream 7 Ghostface will be a cliffhanger. The accomplices will be revealed as two of the teenagers who are crime investigators sycophants trying to make a story. We will learn more in Scream 8. So they're kind of setting up some things. We're kind of learning some things. We get a little cliffhanger that moves into the next one. I'd be into something like that. That could be fun. I like the idea of a cliffhanger. I really don't know if a cliffhanger is going to work in this series. I feel like I want some tension as to, someone's going to die over the course of this cliffhanger, and now we got to wait. We got to stew in that. And again, it's just, this is a really hard franchise to, this isn't a hard franchise to create tension in. There's a hard character to create tension with right now. Like if they leave us on a cliffhanger that Sidney Prescott's going to die in between Scream 7 and Scream 8, I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, I know she's not going to die. You told me she's not going to die. So why do that? I really hope that if they give us a cliffhanger, it's just about I don't know, that's kind of boring, but I hope that it's just like, killer takes off the mask or something. We don't see who it is. That's like, I'm saying it, I'm like, I don't like that. I mean, that's the only way I feel you could do a cliffhanger, but I don't know. I'd almost rather just finish this story up and maybe Scream 8 is something that ties in somehow. That could be kind of fun. Pat and Jester, I have not watched Eenie Meenie on Hulu yet. I've seen it pop up a few times. And there's 2 new Samara Weaving movies that I've missed that I have not seen. This one and Borderline. I really want to watch both of those at some point. But I just have not found the time. I've been a busy fella, but I've seen those pop up. I was watching Alien Earth last night, and then I kind of just like I've caught up on that with episode 5, which, by the way, best episode of the whole series so far. Wow, kind of was starting to lose me with episodes 3 and 4, but damn, episode 5, whew, baby, that was good. But then I literally was like falling asleep, and Alien 3 started playing, and I remembered how much I hate Alien 3. that movie makes me so mad. Not a good watch before bed. It is so cynical and mean-spirited. It's so like, yeah, everything's fucked. Everything sucks. It's that Limp Bizkit line, but like melted down into a film. That's kind of the vibe of Alien 3. It's too edgelord for me. Samantha Robinson is saying, Jake, do you think they should make a Flying Dutchman movie? Like from SpongeBob? Yes. 100. I want to see the Flying Dutchman from SpongeBob have his own movie. Didn't Sandy Cheeks get her own movie? The Flying Dutchman needs one too. Make it happen. Who else is with us? Who else is with us talking Scream? Michael C is saying, hey Jake, what's up, Michael C? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Austin is saying, I'm just bitter they didn't do a Broadway kill in Scream 6. I mean, I hear ya. I don't know. I enjoyed that it wasn't too campy. I like that it's big city Scream. It's, I don't know. Maybe just my thoughts, but Ann Cook is saying, do you think the new Saw 11 script could happen by Blumhouse? I actually have heard that technically Blumhouse does have that script. Like they could produce it into a film if they wanted to, but based on James Wan's comments regarding the film, I just don't think it's happening. He's saying that they want to reboot it with elements of, like, he wants to find a new fan base while also, keeping elements from the past that still work, right? I think that's the big thing about it. So I don't think they're going to do that script, which bums me out because, dude, if you watch my new video today talking about the, unused script, deleted script, whatever, it sounds fucking awesome. Like it sounds like it would have been like one of the best Saw movies, and I'm not even remotely exaggerating. So much to love in that. What was maybe revealed about the flick. What else is going on? Mr. Ghostface is saying, hello, Jake. You giving me a call? Buster Brown, what's going on here? Don't race into my apartment now. Come on now. Leave me alone. I'm just streaming. I don't know where Sydney is. Michael C is saying, I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad you're doing pretty good. I hope you're doing really good, Michael. It's getting intense here on the stream, baby. Sarah Thompson is saying, Jake, what do you want to happen in Scream 7? It's funny that you ask that. I'm working on a video talking about 10 things I want to happen in Scream 7. 10 things I want from Scream 7. Or I'm not going to be happy. No, I'm just kidding. 10 things that I hope to see in the film. Something along those lines. I realize I've never really made a video like that. I've made like a few like updates kind of talking about things here and there, but I've never really congealed them all into one big thing. So that's coming. I promise. Lots of things that I want to see happen for sure based on some of the things we already know about the flick. I just think there is certainly a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this. And I would hate to see them really fuck it up with just falling into tropes of what other franchises are doing. That would just really, that's kind of my general thoughts about it. There's a lot of franchises doing continuations with old characters and they're really fucking things up because they're just not sticking to what made their franchises great in the past. I think Ghostbusters has to be the best and like easiest to talk about example because they're making Marvel movies out of the new Ghostbusters flicks where like what made those original 2 movies, and yes, I said 2, Ghostbusters 2 rocks. I don't care what anyone says. What made those original movies so good is that here is this like outlandish concept that shouldn't work, and we're treating it like it's a mundane job. That is the humor of Ghostbusters. It is very specific, very niche, and yet it works. That's the problem with these new movies is that they're treating it like, no, everyone's like, oh my God, I'm this new character with special powers and I have a way to fight the ghost. What? No, that's not Ghostbusters. This is a comedy that has some supernatural elements to it. It's a Saturday Night Live style comedy with supernatural elements to it. And I just feel like they've completely lost that with these new movies. I think that's kind of what I'm worried about with Scream, is that it's going to turn into this gray blob like every franchise continuation kind of is now. Not everyone, but you know what I mean. Most of them. I'm so worried that's going to happen to Scream. Scream also has a lot of personality and is very unique. And I just feel like if they try to squish it down into this box and make it a perfect package for everyone, it's just, I don't think it's going to work. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Kyle Gordon is saying, I can't wait to see a trailer for Scream 7. And if the rumor is true, Stu's house. Okay. Bordering on some maybe spoilers there, buddy. What a great way to start a movie. What's your thoughts on this? I love what I've heard about the opening scene, but I ain't talking about it on the page like everybody else. I don't care. You can go spoil it for yourself somewhere else, but I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it for other people. The only thing I'll say is Stu's house is allegedly where it takes place. Allegedly. If I have reason to believe it's true, because I've heard it, I've seen a few things. That's all I'm going to say. But if that's the opening scene, rock on. If they're teasing that to us in the trailer, okay, cool. I wish they didn't. You know, I feel like Scream 6 especially did a pretty good job of not spoiling its opening. That was probably the biggest surprise of the whole film. And moving into, Scream 5, I feel like we had a lot of things figured out. I feel like when we got into Scream 5, we're like, okay, Jenna Ortega's likely going to live through this. She's way too big of a star not to. But of course, they had to put her in the trailer, and her biggest scene is that opening scene. I mean, come on now. The rest of the time, she's just in fucking bed. So they couldn't show us any of that. I get it. They were forced to show us the opening scene of Scream 5. I get it from the marketing team's perspective, but I kind of wish we didn't see any of that. But then we'd all be like, wait, is Jenna Ortega even in this movie? Why is she not in the trailer? That also would have been dumb. You know what I mean? To just give us no Jenna Ortega. She's super popular. I mean, come on. Even still now with Wednesday season 2, I'm shocked I'm not covering that. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like they were kind of forced to show us the opening scene. Maybe they're forced to show us the opening here with Scream 7. But I don't know, because based on the people in it, that's all I'm going to say. I don't think they need to. I don't think they need to show us that opening. So I would be really bummed if the opening scene was in the trailer, is what I'll say. So Hate is saying Scream 7 is a golden opportunity to clean up some of the questions that have been lingering from previous movies. I would love to see Angelina be mentioned as actually dead or alive. I feel like this would be something they could do like in the background, just in a very subtle way, in a way. So like, I would hate for the whole story of the new movie to rely on that though. I think that would kind of bum me out. This would be something that would be like an extra. This is like a, seasoning on top of the full meal, essentially. Because I don't think it should completely rely on the fact that here's this random character from Scream 3 that's not random, but like if you're from a general audience member's perspective, you're going to be like, who? Like what? Who's this character? Just have her rope her in as one of the ghost faces in a flashback or something. That's all you would need to do. All you need to do. Put no emphasis on it at all. Just have Emily Mortimer, the actress that plays her, just kind of show up in a robe or something. That would be. I'd be so fine with that. That would be like enough to be like the fans would see it. But hopefully it's just not like the whole story that's a crux for it or something. Jason is saying, I think the killers are Leslie Mocker, Christina Carpenter, but the brain is Stu Mocker. So it'll be in the Scream. We're moving into Scream 9 now. Oh God, even Roman for Stu, but Gail and Sydney go to the hospital, to see Stu and to ask, oh, you're Jason says, sorry, I'm French at the end. I love you, Jason. It's all good. No worries. Okay, so you think it's Leslie Mocker and Christina Carpenter, essentially. I could totally get into Leslie Mocker being our killer this time around. Maybe, that would kind of make sense with Sydney being there. But why is the mom of the Carpenter sisters hanging out with us this time around, and the sisters ain't there? That would be my big question. I feel like we'd be missing out without there'd be so much character work that you could do if the mom was revealed as a killer here. To not have Melissa Barrera or Jenna Ortega there, I just feel like would be kind of missing out a little bit. Scream Slayer 2099 is saying, I'm waiting for it all every day. I'm checking my phone at school and breaking at lunch. It's coming. No worries. It's coming, but we might have to wait a little longer than what everyone else is saying, because right now we don't have really any credible sources telling us that it's coming this month or or even in October. I mean, we have Daniel Richtman saying that all these things about it was supposed to come out this week and all that, but I don't know. I don't think we get it this month. It would be awesome if we did, though, because I would love to cover that as soon as humanly possible. But I don't mind getting it in November. You know, it gives me something that, honestly, it gives me something to do in November when this page usually starts to dip. So personally, you know, maybe this is selfish, but I'm actually kind of hoping it comes out in November so that I can coast through spooky season and then like have something to talk about all winter. That would be great. that would be fucking awesome. You guys don't care about that though. You're like, I want this trailer today. Fucker. That's No, I know. We'll see. We'll see when it comes out. But I'm guessing November. If I had to guess, probably November. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, Jake, what if Jill is alive and so is Stu and they end up being married? What? Jill and Stu are married and they're the masterminds of future Scream movies after they tie up Sydney. And maybe they come back and Scream 8 or 9. Jill is like real. I feel like that's a tough sell. That like Stu, maybe, because there's so much outrage about it. Jill is a tougher sell for me. I don't know if we could bring back her. I feel like we kind of did that. Great character though. You know, Stu and Jill are great characters, but why are they great ghost faces? Because of the movies that they're in. You know, because they have such great performances, such great motives, yada yada. I don't know if Stu's got a great motive, but he's got it's interesting that he was roped into all that shit, you know? And I think that's fun. But I think we love these characters so much because their movies were so fantastic. I would rather get a movie that builds up a new villain in the same way, you know? We love Stu because he's a big surprise in that film. I don't think most of us didn't see that coming. We were all very focused on Billy, maybe the dad. But Stu is a big surprise when you get to the end of that film. And it's like, oh, shit. And then he's still super goofy, even though he's revealed as a villain. It's great. Jill is great for a totally different reason because she's just lemon-scented evil, killing her mom and just wanting fame like a selfish little butthole. I love it. I mean, she's an evil, greasy little nasty doer. So I just feel like I hope this movie builds up a new villain that we can love just as much as those two characters, because I love Jill, I love Stu, and I want to say that I love whoever this next person is. Conrad. It was I, Conrad, the whole time. I don't know. I want a new character to love that much from this new movie, and I really hope that we can find that with whoever our Ghostface is in Scream 7. Jacob Dean is saying in Scream 5, Sydney said, just getting a run-in before I take the kids to school, so we know she has a daughter, Tatum, but does she have another son or daughter? I'm guessing probably yes. If Scream 5 is only a few years before this, she likely has some little kids running around. I think we kind of know that she has like 2 or 3 kids, with Tatum being the eldest daughter, and her still having like little babies at the house. Maybe they go to kindergarten or something. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm guessing. I'm kind of with the majority consensus on this one. I feel like she probably has 3 kids. With Tatum or the daughter or whatever being the eldest. That's my guess, at least. Mastermind Killer is saying, I don't want a trailer because I fear that they will give away too much, as history has shown us, like Scream 5. Scream 5, and I'm bummed that I made this video, but it was so obvious I had to get into it. You could actually see Richie's hair in the one shot where Sam is stabbing the shit out of him, and it's like, well, he's the killer. well, I guess it's him. So I really hope they don't do something like that where it's like you can really see the fact that it's like, yeah, that's him. That's the only character that has curly hair like that is Jack Quaid. So I don't know, man. I would really hope that it's not a situation like that. That video always bummed me out. Riley Rage is saying, Rage rants. Sick of everyone wanting dead characters back. Let's try to be original writers, please. I think, the want for, it's really the want for good characters again, I mean, I think in Screams 5 and 6, you have standout characters, but I don't think you have anything as standout as like Scream 4, for instance. Hang on. What was that? Okay. Nope. I was hearing something in my headphones. That's weird. I really hope these aren't going. Or maybe my ears are going. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. It could be that. Anyways, what was I saying? Total train of thought just derailed. We've had characters that have stood out. I think we've had killers that have stood out too, but I just don't think we haven't really had a lot of time to sit with these films. It's only been a few years. Scream 5 and Scream 6 are still relatively new compared to literally everything else in the franchise. I mean, Scream 4, we've gone back and watched this movie a ton of different times. It's been reevaluated and really beloved since its initial release, where it wasn't really, very well accepted. We've fallen in love with characters like Kirby and Jill, especially from that movie, in terms of new folks. Maybe even Judy. Maybe even there's some Judy lovers out there who want some lemon squares. But Scream 4 had some really rich characters in it. I think 5 does. I think no one's ready for that conversation yet, though. I think 5 has some pretty damn good characters, but it's a test of time kind of thing. I feel like we're going to be coming back to that movie and being like, damn, the killers in that flick were pretty damn good. 6, I feel like is kind of weaker with standout moments from folks and killers especially. But I think I think we could really, center on making one specific character a little better. The other thing that's rough with 5 and 6 is that they're set up like requels. They're set up like films that aren't meant to be just a singular character as a focus point of particular scenes. Every single scene is, here's the relationship between these characters, or here's fucking 16 people walking into the Ghostface shrine. You know what I mean? Like, I think just a movie like a murder mystery is always just better off when you have lesser characters and just focal points and trying to see everybody's side of things so that it's a little more mysterious. Give everybody a reason to have done it. These are the best murder mysteries, the simple ones. And sometimes I feel like Scream is just overreaching, trying to do more than it needs to in order to tell a successful slasher murder mystery film. Because that's what these are at the end of the day. You got to have the meta horror commentary in there too, and like little instances of conversation or whatever. But like, I just feel like they're falling too far into the requel model, which they don't need to. If anything, it would make them stand out more if they didn't. If it was just a focal story on just characters who are trying to figure out who Ghostface is amongst them. I really think, and such a great example of this is I think Alien Romulus is such a big standout. I think that Prey from 2022 is such a big standout too. These are movies that are using elements that we love from the franchise with brand new characters and brand new stories. Evil Dead Rise, another one that's really good. Sure, I miss Ash. Ash Williams, one of the best protagonists in a horror movie ever. I miss him to death, but I'm also glad we have these other stories too. These are really fun. Evil Dead Rise is a movie I watch all the time. It's a classic in this house. Same with Prey, and I still got to buy Alien Romulus. I've been meaning to put that one on the shelf. It's awesome, but it's been a while. So I think Scream needs to get to that point eventually, I guess is what I'm saying. Josh999 is saying, I regret getting my hopes up for that Scream 7 teaser. Yeah. I tried to warn y'all. I put up a short Saturday saying dog, it ain't happening. I'm telling you. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Mr. Ghostface is saying, I remember seeing Scream 4 opening night and my jaw completely dropped to the floor when Jill was revealed as the killer. I hope we have another reveal of that caliber in Scream 7. I want to be shook. I do too. I think Scream 4 is probably my favorite reveal in the whole franchise. I think 5, you get close to that with Amber's reveal, which is awesome. Scream 6, not so much. Scream 6 was just I had this figured out 15, 20 minutes ago. Come on now. But hopefully 7 can pick it up in those regards. I hope it's a simpler film than what I think. To me, with a lot of the updates we've been getting, it sounds like it's going to be even more complicated than Scream 6 because they're bringing back all these different characters and shit. It's chill out. Let's just have a fun little murder mystery where Sidney Prescott's the focus. We can do that. We don't have to bring in every single beloved character from franchises past into this movie. We don't. I would rather just have a very good, solid murder mystery film with just a couple of characters running around. Again, maybe all of them have good reason to be Ghostface for whatever reason, and just keep throwing us for a loop as to who it could be. But I do love Scream 4, still my favorite sequel. Pat and Jester is saying, hey, you got any updates on Saw 11? I seen you got a video up on your page about it. Yeah, go watch it. Please go watch it. I swear to God, my videos outside of just Scream are good. I wouldn't wouldn't make a bunch of dog shit outside of that. This video is pretty solid. We talk about Cecilia Peterson's fate. We talk about a trap that was allegedly supposed to be in there, a brand new setting for Saw 11, and also who was supposed to be the main character this time around, which it was not Jigsaw, which is interesting. But if I'll tell you what, if these leaks that are coming out, if they're true, it really bums me out if that's the case, because man, Saw 11 sounds like it was going to be fucking awesome. So some of these leaks are phenomenal. And like, here's my other thing with it too. I don't think I would talk about it if I didn't believe it was even remotely true. There's some stuff in there that really checks out. We had Marcus Dunstan, who was the writer of the film, last summer, 2024 June, say that the film had a whole new thing to say, was very angry, and just kind of gets into some new stuff that maybe the last one didn't. And there's also things like that I talk about there that it's like, it just feels like natural progressions from where we were, how we left off in Saw X moving into another story. I really think some of that, if not all of it, is true. I really do. I really believe it. I don't know what parts of those, but check it out. Make your own decision, of course. But let me know what you think. Check out that video. I thought, if nothing else, you're gonna get some crazy fucking wild theories. JKZ. I cannot say words. JKZ Studios. Thank you for being a channel member, my friend. Saying, hey Jake, I saw on the Scream Twitter there was a date in code. It was the 5th of October. A date? Huh? Am I missing something? Being live on my stream here. Oh shit, that's cool. They're dropping an art terror pack for Terrifier. That's fun. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything off the top of my head. I'll have to do some research on this. Maybe if there's something with some sort of code letting us know that there's a trailer dropping soon. Yeah, I will totally talk about that 100%. Sloppenheimer is saying, what's the reason for Chad and Mindy though? I like the characters, but what in this story is so important that they have to be brought back characters for a Sydney-centric story? You'll see. It's awesome. I promise it's awesome. That's one thing I do know and I will not reveal. Is it a surprise? I don't know, but it's trust me, it works. It's awesome. Unpaid Movie Critic is saying, Jake, do you think the trailer could also drop when Black Phone 2 gets released? So that's like middle of October. I mean, yeah, it could for sure. But I feel like it makes a little more sense for it to be coming from a Paramount distributed film overall. And like the next big release that would kind of fit that is Running Man on November 14th. I think it would be great if we got some October marketing with this flick. I mean, we still could. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things that's just totally dead in the water if we don't have a trailer. We just got a Reese's ad promoting Scream 7 coming out. Maybe we get some shit like that, Maybe some of the fun stuff happens before like a full-on trailer drops to kind of hype that up a little bit. I wouldn't be against that either, We could get something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll just have to see. It's not totally out of the realm of possibility. And also, once again, I can't stress this enough. I would not be against a trailer dropping early. I'll take it. I want to see some footage. I want to get an idea of what this movie's all going to be. But I just, everything I have heard, everything I've read, it all comes back to the idea that we're probably going to get it in November at some point. Joe Bamba has been a member for 6 months. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate the support. I hope you enjoyed the new Conjuring video. Put a lot of elbow grease into that one to make it awfully special. It was a very fun little video. I was happy to make it. Joe's saying trailer needed. Yes, we need to see some footage from this one for sure. Yeah, I would just want to know. I want to know what this movie's all about. I'm so conflicted on things. Some things are positive, some things are not, and I want to get a clearer idea of what we're getting with this movie. Because it just really, a lot of conflicting reports in the last 2 years, and I don't know. I just don't know what this movie is going to be all about now. We'll see, though. Riley Raged is saying, thoughts on Kirby in Scream 6. Love her, but she felt like a pointless cartoon character. These new writers definitely don't know how to handle legacy characters. I don't know. A lot of people did not like Kirby in Scream 6. I thought it was a fun reinvention. I think it's a nice way to honor Wes Craven in the sense that, he tweeted about the idea that she could still be alive. And I think that's fun that they kind of honored that in this new movie. Just feels like, if nothing else, maybe you hate the writing of these films. I feel like these writers, totally respect where this franchise came from if nothing else. And I honestly really love that they brought Kirby Reed back. I think it's fun. It was cool to see her in the flick as even a small part. So I just wish like Kirby. So Kirby's a great example of a character who they completely gave a whole new storyline to. Like if they had just brought Kirby Reed back, she's just randomly hanging out in New York and she's like, ah, yes, I got stab wounds too, you know, shows everyone who stabs. I wouldn't have cared. Like the idea that we're involving her for very specific reasons because she's like an FBI agent at the very least, it's like, okay, that felt earned. That felt at the very least like something better than just shoehorning in characters, just doing everything we can to get them into this story. That at least felt a little natural. You know what I mean? I kind of wish that she was our main police presence opposed to Wayne Bailey, but that kind of changes the whole story then. But I don't know. I personally liked the idea of reinventing this character as an FBI agent. I think we need to do the same thing for characters like, Sydney and Gale, essentially, because we keep doing the same things, especially with Gale. And I think a lot of us are starting to get sick of it. You know, we want to see, if you're going to bring these characters back, do something fresh with it. And it's the same way that I feel about Sydney. I don't want to just see her come back and do the same old. You know, I want to see this character have a totally different identity as a mother, which I think is the natural way to kind of just reinvent her. So I'm glad that they put effort into, you know, making this a different evolution of the character. It's still Kirby Reed at her core. You know, she still has that rebellious, horror-loving energy about her throughout all of Scream 6, but it's just a different kind of character. You know, she's at a different state in her life, high school to, you know, being well-versed in her, maybe not so well-versed in her job, you know, very fresh as an FBI agent. So a lot of people, yeah, that's the other thing too. People are like, she's a terrible FBI agent. And I'm like, yeah, Gale literally makes fun of her for being young. Like she's probably a couple of years into this. I don't know. I feel like that totally works for me. Young FBI agent who doesn't know what she's doing yet. That's kind of the vibe I get from her. Dean Renner is saying, I don't know who started the rumor that a trailer was supposed to be shown last night, nor who fell for that baseless rumor. We had a few people come in saying they watched the entire VMAs, and I'm just like, I ain't doing that. I'm sorry, man. The last time I watched the VMAs, I was like 14 years old. I don't know, man. It's just, it hasn't really appealed to old Jake in a while. JKZ Studios is saying, I'm seeing The Conjuring Last Rites this week. Going to do a review on it when I see it. Let me know what you think of it. I thought it was very fun. I had a very good time seeing it opening night. And I am such a, like, man, there have been some bad Conjuring flicks. Like there have been some not so great movies in that franchise, but this was a pretty big step up, man. I was like, okay, shit, they pulled out the big guns with this one to end this franchise on a good note. And I haven't seen a good Conjuring movie in years. I mean, it has been like almost a decade since I feel like we had a good one of these. So I was very pleasantly surprised by this. 2025, I think, is slowly becoming the best year for horror I've ever covered. Like we're nearly there. The fact that I'm loving like the big releases on top of the indie releases too is pretty damn surprising, dude. So I'm very happy with releases this year. I think this is one of my favorite years I've covered for horror. And just more proof that 2020's it's another golden age for horror for sure. We've had multiple years that have been like groundbreaking for horror this decade, man. Oh my God. I mean, like 2022 and 2023, man, we're just like face melters. Last year, maybe not as much, you know, there's some misses for sure, but still some good stuff across the board. And then this year has just been another face melter. So 2022, 2023 and 2025, just phenomenal years for horror. You haven't watched an award show in forever. I just, they're not the same. I don't know how to explain it, but award shows nowadays, like they just feel very superficial. They're not as fun anymore as they used to be. Samantha's talking about The Long Walk. Yeah, we have that at the end of the week, which is really exciting too. And I'm very hyped to get into that. On hopefully Friday if I'm able to see it then, maybe Thursday if I can. But this Thursday, which is gonna be really fun. I haven't set up the stream yet. Two big things we're doing differently this week actually. Thursday, I'm going live with the Night Watch Zone on here. We're starting a new series. Me and the Night Watch Zone are gonna stream and talk about a bunch of crazy horror flicks that are on the horizon. We're gonna be doing like a weekly stream, bouncing between his page and my page, starting off here 7:00 streams. Starting this Thursday. A lot of people like the late night streams too. A lot of people really want those to come back, and we're making it happen. because it fits my schedule so much better to do 3 o'clock. 7 o'clock's a little tougher for me. But I'm gonna try to make some of those happen in the week now. So there'll be 7 o'clock Thursday streams with the Night Watch Zone now, which is gonna be a ton of fun. So check out the first one of those this week on Thursday, and then we're also bringing back the what is it? The fucking watch parties. VHS 94. We're gonna go through the Shudder VHS movies this month, leading into VHS Halloween on October 3rd. So the next 4 weeks we're watching VHS 94, which is tomorrow, VHS 99 next Tuesday, 85 the following Tuesday, and then beyond the week of VHS Halloween. So it is going to be very fun. I'm excited to bring back the watch parties. And it's going to be another fun stream to have on the page. So if you want to drop by for that, if you want to rewatch VHS 94 tomorrow or any of the VHS movies, Tuesdays moving forward, Tuesdays at 3 o'clock, we're doing that crazy shit. So stop on by. It's going to be a good time. Oh, and did Fate get that stream up? I'm curious if he did. Yeah, we are also streaming Lethal Collective, Lethal the Detective tonight. I don't know if that's actually if he has that up yet or not. He does not. Where's the fun? I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him on stream right now. That'll be interesting. Let me call this guy. 2 seconds. Hang on now. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Wait for it. Wait for it. He must be busy doing Lakers stuff. I'm so sad.
Please leave your message for 702.
Oh shit. I don't want to dox him. I don't want to dox him on stream. Whoops. I got to tell him about that later. Everyone's got his phone number now. Anyways, Mr. Ghostface 1000 is saying, have you ever seen The Wailing? Just got it on 4K and rewatched it tonight. Highly recommend. This is one that's been on my watch list for forever, my friend. I need to put this one on. Always wanted to watch that. I've heard very good things. I have not seen it though. I've heard it's good though. I've heard nothing but positive things. This is like some sort of international horror that has definitely been on the watch list. David Primero is saying, hey Jake, should the Scream Killer be obsessed in love with Sydney, which is why they're like killing everyone just to be with Sydney? I like the idea that they're just obsessed with the fact that it's Sidney Prescott. You know, it's somebody that the media has essentially like tossed into the limelight to say like, this is the survivor of the, you know, the Woodsboro massacre and all the ones that followed it. Essentially they're obsessed with Sydney, you know, they're obsessed with her and think that like they have to be the one to take her out. They want to be the Ghostface to do what none of the other ones were able to do. And that it has so many different double meanings to it, I think. Because it's also just like, it's something that works in universe, like logically, because it's like, here's the most like, think about if this was something that was real. People who were putting on masks and trying to go after the same person all the time. It would be the biggest true crime story ever. I mean, we'd all be talking about it. It would be like such a big, very common thing to get into. And you'd know that like other serial killers out there might be interested in donning the mask themselves, being able to take her out and be the one to do it. So I feel like in universe that totally works, but also as a little bit of a meta, you know, double meaning there is you could make fun of the fact that we're bringing back Sidney Prescott into this franchise. You know, when we just tried to do 2 movies to essentially get away from the main characters that we've grown used to in the first 4 flicks. So I think it would actually be kind of a fun bit of meta commentary to like for Scream to make fun of itself a little bit. I feel like especially with Screams 5 and 6, and with 5 they had to do this. 6 felt like they were just pushing it a little bit. It just feels like they're glazing themselves big time. Like that shrine scene in Scream 6 makes me roll my eyes, man. I don't know. The whole time it's just like, yes, everything about the Scream franchise is perfect. It's like, chill the fuck out, man. I think it's way more fun when you're doing some self-deprecating humor, making fun of yourself a little bit. And that's what this franchise is all about, man. I mean, this franchise is all about making fun of the state of horror. Can we not make fun of one of the most popular things right now, which is the Scream franchise? I mean, come on, where's the harm in that? It's not like you're not falling into scary movie territory where you're just doing juvenile little bits, picking apart every little piece of something that's happening in Scream. No, it's fun. It's just it's a fun little way that feels very Scream, feels like something they've done before. So personally, that motive, I would totally appreciate something like that. I'd be like, shit, okay, I'm losing my mind. This is fun. This is a fun new motive, something we haven't done before in the franchise. And also just feels like they've tapped into what the fans are thinking about with this franchise. It's like, oh, wow, here we go. This is what we're all thinking. And at least they know we're thinking that, because sometimes it feels like they don't get it. Sometimes it feels like a studio wrote this or something with some of these franchise continuations. Raggedy Man is saying, ask him what his favorite movie is. Oh, what Tyler's favorite movie is? I don't know what honestly, I don't know what his favorite horror movie is. I got to ask him. JKZ Studios is saying nothing beating Terrifier 3. For me, it was the best of 2024 and fave movie ever forever. That's probably one of my favorite slasher movies of all time, dude. It's way up there. I have seen Terrifier 3 so many times since it came out. It is just such a great one to put on. I have a good time with it every time. Kabuto Yakushi is saying, you didn't see the Scream 7 trailer yet? It's not out. I don't know what to tell you. It ain't out, buddy. I have seen a fake teaser that's going around that's very clearly like a fan film of Ghostface walking around a house or something. I promise you that's not the teaser for Scream 7. Cosmic Urgency is saying October 3rd is going to be a big day. Scream release? Nev's birthday, Taylor's new album, and probably the first Scream. Most of this stuff, I don't know what you're talking about. Nev's birthday, got it. But Scream, October 3rd, I'll tell you what, is going to be busy because we got a bunch of horror movies coming out that day. At least things that are relevant to here. We got a new VHS flick coming out that day. We have that Good Boy flick, which I'm really excited for. It's a horror movie that the main character is a dog. I mean, isn't that wonderful? I love it. 10 out of 10, no notes. Of course, I'm going to root for that little guy. Like, are you kidding me? This movie's kind of just like it's too good to fail. It's too good of a boy to fail. Come on now. Great idea. 10 out of 10 movie. Really excited to see that one. Really excited to review it. Nev Campbell's birthday is that day too, which is interesting. I don't know if we're getting the first Scream 7 trailer. That would be awesome if we did though. But again, I feel like a lot of people are getting hyped up that the trailer's dropping and all. Everyone has a different day, which I think is hilarious. Everyone's like, it's coming out on Tuesday. It's coming out October 3rd. It's coming out at different movies releasing this month. Like, it's probably not. It's don't get your hopes up. That's what I'll say. It would be awesome. It would be great if a Scream 7 trailer drops sooner than later. I would not be complaining about it, but I have had a few people in the chat who have said like, I'm getting my hopes up and nothing's happening. That's no fun. Your favorite liar is saying, hello, what's up, my friend? Welcome in. Thanks for talking horror with us. Thanks for talking a little Ghostface. Unpaid Movie Critic is saying, I am definitely going to get the Conjuring 9 film collection box when it releases in 4K. I might get it. There's some of those movies, like the Nun movies, I have no interest in rewatching. The Annabelle flicks I really enjoy, and I'd rewatch all 4 of the Conjurings, even the third one. I'd even watch the third one again. Why not? Oh, the original Scream is being re-released in theaters on October 3rd. That's really cool. I don't know, but they've re-released that quite a few times in the last couple of years. That's pretty interesting. Mr. Ghostface 1000 is saying, besides having Kevin direct and Sydney and Courtney pretty much take center stage, I think what I'm happiest about is having Marco Beltrami back too. No hate on Brian Tyler, but the 5 and 6 scores were trash or poop, is what you're saying. I think that's to me is something that is going to elevate this film. I think music is so important. I think it just tells you that you can feel like you're sinking back into the franchise when you hear familiar sounds. It's a subconscious thing. You know what I mean? With 5 and 6 having different music, I kind of feel like that was a mistake. And I don't even think that Brian Tyler's scores were bad. They were just kind of like generic horror movie music. It didn't feel Scream to me. Scream 6, I will say that score was a little better than 5, which was mostly just like atmospheric stuff, but 6 had a few things here and there that I kind of liked, that I still listen to. There's some nice like motifs and shit, but nothing beats Beltrami's work for sure. So I'm definitely excited to see, or I guess hear his work in this new flick. Aim Punched, thanks for being a channel member, saying, "Hey Jake, any expectations for Osgood Perkins' Keeper?" I'm excited for it. Osgood is one of those guys that just has me on my toes. I never know what to expect from him. I feel like Longlegs was a movie I was like highly anticipated, slightly disappointed with. The Monkey, I was like, after Longlegs, I don't care about this flick. And then I saw it and I really liked it. And I'm like, fuck. So I just don't know I don't know what Keeper is going to be. I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's good though. The marketing, the trailer, all of that has been pretty fucking fantastic. Very cryptic, very mysterious. And I'm liking that about the film. So I'm hoping that Keeper is one big, massive surprise, one big, just like, holy shit kind of movie. It kind of looks like a darker movie, something more similar to Longlegs rather than The Monkey. So if you were someone who didn't like the goofiness of that flick, you might vibe with that one a little better. I hope it's good. I really do. It's got a good cast. It's got some, like, just some, again, really intriguing marketing. If you have not seen that trailer, seems like again, being advertised as a darker trip from Osgood Perkins rather than a goofier one. So no, I have high expectations, but I don't want to get my hopes up again, because I got my hopes up for Longlegs and I was just like kind of upset with that ending a little bit. So I'm keeping my expectations middle of the road with Keeper, and hopefully I'm pleasantly surprised. Mastermind Killer throwing another $2 out there. Thank you, my friend. Scream 7 teaser trailer is set to drop on November 28th of 2025. See, everyone's got a date, like I said. Everyone's got a date. Where are you getting that from, my friend? Oh, you were being silly. I gotcha. Yeah, see, you gotta... Everyone's got a date, I'm telling you. Everyone's got a date of when it's coming out, but we'll see when it actually drops. Again, you know, if it came out tomorrow, nothing would make me happier, but I doubt it. I don't know why they would. I know why they would, but I just don't think they are. I really think the studio is banking on the fact that, like, it's Scream. Like, we're gonna make money off of this. There's some properties that are too big to fail. And I feel like this is one of those. So I feel like they're probably going to do a similar marketing campaign to what they did with Screams 5 and 6. Trailer 3 months before. I don't know where people are getting the earlier release date, if I'm being totally honest. And also, like, I don't know. You know, like, there's other really good horror movies coming out in between that time period. There's other stuff to get excited for. I mean, I'm just saying. I love me some Scream, but there's some other really good stuff coming out in the next couple of months. We got that Him. We got Strangers Chapter 2, which I don't know if that's going to be good or not, but I'm going to see it. We have The Long Walk this week. We have Black Phone 2, VHS, Shelby Oaks, Good Boy. I mean, all these movies, I really feel like majority of them are going to be good things to look forward to. So if you're like, I want that Scream trailer now, well, listen, there's plenty of good stuff happening before then, I promise. We have a packed spooky season filled with crazy horror flicks. So no worries. No worries, my friends. But Mastermind Killer, thank you for the $2. I really appreciate that. That's very funny. Do you think that Sam and Tara will be mentioned at all in Scream 7? They fucking better. I'm going to lose it if they don't. Listen, if they can mention Sydney and say that she's in a safe place or whatever in Scream 6, they can do the same thing for Sam and Tara here. And frankly, if they don't, it's petty. Like, I mean, it's crazy petty. Are you kidding me? After everything that's happened, they fucking better, man. Especially because Chad and Mindy are going to be here. Like, there has to be an off comment. Someone saying something along the lines of, like, oh yeah, you know, we're here, but you know, Tara and all them, they're back in New York. They're hanging out. They're working on stuff. I don't know. Just doing anything. Just let us know they're still out there. They're alive and well. Aim Punched is really looking forward to Shelby Oaks. Me too. I'm glad that it got delayed. I'm actually very glad that it got delayed because it was supposed to come out on October 3rd. And dude, that Good Boy movie just like spiked in popularity. It just took a like massive viral stretch after that trailer came out. People are excited to see a dog focused horror movie. That's really unique. That's not a lot of those come out, you know? So this one is really making waves. I totally think, Shelby Oaks moving was a good idea though, because they would have faced a lot of competition there, man. It would have been big, very stiff competition between Shelby Oaks and the dog movie. And look, I'm just being real. I'm excited for Shelby Oaks. I love Chris Stuckman. Rock on. I mean, if he didn't have his channel, who knows what the face of movie YouTube would look like here. But going up against a dog, the dog wins every time. You know what I mean? There are some simple facts to life, and one of those things is that people will choose the dog over literally anything else at all times. So that was a smart move to push it back a few weeks, I gotta say. Good stuff is not Scream though, Jake. Guys, there's other good stuff coming out. I'm telling you. Like, listen, I love Scream, but there's other good stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks. There's so many movies. Please watch coverage of other movies. I'm begging y'all. There's so much good stuff. I'm telling you. I'm dying here. I'm trying to find more Scream stuff to talk about, honestly, but it's just like I've kind of talked about everything I possibly could regarding Scream 7. I feel like I'm repeating myself, you know, and I'm hoping that we can get hopefully we can get some excitement for some of the other movies coming out in the next couple months. There's a lot of good, I promise you, there's a lot of good stuff. There's so much good. There's something for everybody in the next 6 weeks, which is insane to say, but there really is. Return to Silent Hill is coming out in January, so should we expect the trailer for that trailer then? The trailer just came out for that. The trailer just came out for that recently. But that's not like a huge release though. You know what I mean? Like they're just dropping the trailer for that and we're going to forget about it in a couple. We've already forgotten about it mostly. I feel like with a movie like that, like, yeah, it's a franchise, sure, but it's not Scream. Scream is something like they can actually put a lot of, multiple millions of dollars into a marketing campaign that they could focus for like 3 months before it comes out. Look at The The man. I mean, look at the Conjuring's release strategy. They're going to do something very similar to that. About 3-4 months before, I think we got the trailer for that one, and then just going fucking crazy just with marketing everywhere. And I also feel like with The Conjuring having so much success right now, they almost don't want to put out a trailer for it. I mean, The Conjuring's getting all the attention, sucking up all the attention right now. You know, The Conjuring Last Rites has had the most successful opening weekend for a horror film ever. It made $194 million worldwide. That's unbelievable. Like, what? I mean, some movies, that's more than the box office of Screams 5 and Scream 6. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. $194 million in one weekend. I feel like just there's so much attention on The Conjuring. It's like we can't really get into anything else right now. Kimberly is saying for Scream 7 during the VMAs, Drew Barrymore wasn't even there. Yeah, people are making stuff up. Fun fact. People are just making stuff up about Scream 7 now. I wouldn't expect the trailer until November, if I'm being real. I think that makes the most sense. It copies the same marketing strategies as the last two films. We're going to have to wait a little while. But like I said, in the meantime, lots of good stuff coming out. Recording makes me happy 24/7 on air with Scott is saying, I'd love your info on this, Jake. Anderson, Indiana has no movie theater now since the Mound Mall closed in 2018. I'm so sorry. So I'm left waiting for a Blu-ray release, which is kind of preventing me from creating my own channel. Any ideas? Blu-ray release of what? What are you looking to do? What kind of content are you looking to make? Let me know. Because there's plenty of stuff you can do without physical copies of movies and stuff. If you're just looking to make some videos right now, or maybe you have a specific idea, let me know. Let me know in the chat what kind of content you're looking to make. Ty Lee is with us saying, sucks I'll be at work during the watch party. I think a lot of people are going to be at work during the watch party, so I might move it to 7. I don't know. I might move it to a later date. It's going to be really tough to do 7:00 streams with my new schedule. I might do 7:00. Maybe I move it to 7:00 on Wednesday. You know what? Just let me know in the chat right now. Who can make it to a 3:00 stream tomorrow? I'm just gonna. I'm gonna do a poll. Yes or no? Who can make? Can you make? Can you make a 3 p.m. watch party stream? So like theoretically, you'd have to be watching something tomorrow. Watch party stream tomorrow. Yes, no. Start poll. If it's majority no, we'll move it to like Wednesday night or something. Because dude, 7:00. I don't know if I can do 7:00. It's tough. I can definitely try. I can definitely try to do like Wednesday night. Positive amputee. I can. Okay, rock on. VHS 94. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe maybe Wednesday night. Maybe we'll do 2 streams. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I could do like my general stream tomorrow and do watch parties on Watch Party Wednesdays. There you go. And then do a Thursday 7:00 stream and then like a 3 p.m. on Friday. Trying to figure out the schedule. Still trying to make things figured all out. Glad I didn't tune in just to be disappointed and have my time wasted. Yeah, I wasn't really interested in watching the VMAs, I'll be honest, but I kind of figured, like when that rumor was going around, I'm like, yeah, I think that's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. For Misery Gaming is saying, I think it's safe to say Conjuring 4 will be the highest grossing movie in the franchise. I'm mixed on it though. It was okay, but not great. I gave it like a very strong 6 out of 10. Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think it was good. I think it hit the staples of what I wanted from a Conjuring movie, which I don't think we've had that in a very long time. I liked the jumps, I liked the jumps. I liked the scares. I thought that was effective. There was one that like legit kind of sent me across the room at one point. Like there's a pretty scary moment of that movie that I had a very good time with. And I think that's kind of all you can ask for when it comes to a new Conjuring flick. I mean, this is technically entry number 10, technically, if you count Curse of La Llorona, which I do, even though the producers disowned that one. I like to bring it up because I think it's fun. But ultimately, I think it hits on what I want from a Conjuring flick, and it has some emotional appeal too, which is different. I don't think I really care most of the time emotionally about the characters in that movie, and that one actually kind of really worked for me. So it was solid. It was pretty solid stuff. But I wouldn't go higher than a 6 out of 10. Pat and Jester is saying, I feel like watching some other movies like Jurassic World Rebirth or the new I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of those. Positive amputee can also do Wednesday. Both work for me. Rock on, rock on, rock on. 71% are saying yes to a watch party stream tomorrow, though. So who knows? Who knows what's going on? Kimberly is asking if anyone knows if I Know What You Did Last Summer is worth checking out. I was going to see in theaters, but I got sick and couldn't. I'll save my spiel. I personally was not a fan of it. I went on a rant about it a little earlier on stream. It just didn't really do it for me for a number of reasons. But a lot of people seem to really vibe with it, especially fans of the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. If you're a fan of that franchise, give it a watch and let me know what you think. But I was pretty bummed out. I was pretty like, as someone who really enjoys a lot of elements of that original flick, I just was really finding myself struggling to get invested with the new stuff going on in that one. You had a seizure. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. You're still recovering too. That's all good. I'm really sorry that happened. That's a major bummer. I mean, give it a watch if you can. Give it a watch. If you got some time. I think it is on streaming now. If I'm not mistaken. I think that movie's already out and about, floating somewhere out there. Unpaid Movie Critic is saying on October 6th, The Devil's Reject is getting a re-release in theaters. I will definitely check it out. Oh, I'd love to see that one in theaters. That one's brutal. The first 2 movies in the Firefly trilogy are excellent, man. The House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. I love both of those. I haven't seen those in a while. I kind of got to be in the mood for those, but like they are very good. Both of that is such a great 1-2 punch of a film. I think I've heard it, the best way I've heard it described is House of a Thousand Corpses is like the acid trip and The Devil's Rejects is the hangover, the come down. And man, the end of that movie, it really is. It's the best Rob Zombie movie. I mean, I think I prefer House of a Thousand Corpses. I'm a weirdo who kind of likes that one even more. But Devil's Rejects is so fucking brutal, man. Oh, the ending of that one is iconic. Erica's just gonna quit her job so she can make more streams. There we go. See, we problem solved. Bam. Where's the easy button? Give me Ice Cube from War of the Worlds so he can hit his easy button for me. Who saw that movie? Listen, we might disagree. We might all disagree on the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, but we can all agree that the new War of the Worlds was a piece of shit, right? We can all agree that was the worst movie of the year so far. Come on now. Aim Punch is saying, I loved the I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. I expected way less from it. That's not very good. I don't know. I don't think my expectations were through the roof with this movie or anything like that. I said it earlier, but I'll kind of say it again. There are entire lines of dialogue from a certain character that like are incomprehensible. Like you couldn't even understand some of the words coming out of a character's mouth. That to me just shows incompetence in directing and writing, in performance. And like if you can't even do that, like it really loses me. It's like you can't even do simple filmmaking things. Like you can't do multiple takes for someone to have lines that are actually coherent. Like that's like straight to streaming shit. You know what I mean? That's like straight to streaming energy that you brought to the theater. You made people come out to the theater for lines I can't even understand in the new movie. I don't know. That was one I was extremely disappointed in. I had no love for that movie. I wish I did. I wish I did. But Madeline Klein's lines, you can't understand what she's saying because she's either screaming or whispering everything she says in that movie. I don't know. It was a major bummer. I was really bummed out because I love the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. I think it's some of the chase scenes in that one are some of the best in horror history. But man, I don't know. Really had no love for it. Are you excited that Raimi is developing another Drag Me to Hell movie? Is that really happening? Did I miss that? That's insane. I'm here for that. Drag Me to Hell is a childhood favorite. Scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Mastermind Killer also loved I Know What You Did Last Summer. Everything every horror fan asks for in a reboot was in it. I agree some dialogue in one scene was bad. I don't know. I saw the twist coming miles away. Like you can guess it after like really the first big kill scene, which I think is really unfortunate. They give you all the pieces to figure it out, and I don't know. The mystery sucked. The kills were okay. Kills weren't bad. I'll give that movie that. Characters sucked. I don't know. I wanted more. I just really wanted more from that movie. I had it pretty much figured out from the start, and the dialogue was just so bad. I mean, the dialogue was outrageously bad. Little things like that, I don't even feel like it wasn't even like a so bad it's good. It wasn't even like campy fun. And I think that was my biggest problem with it. I could vibe with like, okay, this is campy dialogue I'm laughing at, but I couldn't even understand the dialogue to then laugh at it. Like this movie came out this year called The Home, which I was crying laughing the entire time. Like that movie was hilariously bad, and I had a very good time. I love a so bad it's good. Don't get me wrong, but there's such thing as so bad it's just frustrating, and that to me was I Know What You Did Last Summer. I also don't like that it copy and pasted everything that Scream 5 did, like to a T. We had a reference to a big horror network, Bloody Disgusting here, Dead Meat in Scream 5. We brought back the legacy characters and did something kind of fresh and darker with them. Dewey in Scream 5, Freddie Prinze Jr. here in I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was the same exact movie, but done significantly worse, and it just felt so desperate. It just felt so desperate to make a movie that was capturing that same success and not really offering anything new. So I don't know. I was pretty bummed out with all that. But I'll stop going on the rant. I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. If you enjoyed I Know What You Did Last Summer, rock on, my friends. That's awesome. But really disappointed as a pretty big fan. Shadows Gaming TV is saying, hi, Jake. Did you hear about a new horror film called Good Boy coming to theaters soon? The trailer looked so good. You must have just missed it. That's so funny. I was just talking about this. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I've been covering it a ton on some of the shorts I've been posting to this page. Very hyped. I did do a video, if you're interested, on I know if the dog dies. It's been spoiled before the movie comes out. If you want to know if the dog dies or not, check out there's a little short that I made, because some people won't even go to see it if they know if the dog's gonna die. So if you want that information spoiled for you, it is up on the page right now. You can check it out. There's a little short to give you the answer. So if you're like, listen, humans can die all day in movies, I don't care, but a dog, fuck that shit. If that's too much for you, check it out. I'll let you know. I was watching Alien 3 last night. Speaking of dogs dying in horror movies, my God, that movie. I can't stress it enough. That movie is so cynical. That's an actually competently well-made movie, but the problem is it's just so edgelord, man. I can't get into it. I want to love Alien 3 because I think it is, again, shot very well. I think it does do some things, like just maybe even in some ways in a more interesting way than some of the other things in that franchise. But it's so mean-spirited. It's just like it's pushing the dirt in your fucking eye. It's going to put some dirt in your eye, as Tobey Maguire would say, specifically in Spider-Man 3. But I don't know. Alien 3, man, it's one that I watched it last night and I'm like, I remembered all the reasons why I don't like it. I'm just like, oh, man, this movie's brutal. I remember when we were covering Alien Romulus, I did a list kind of ranking all those movies, and I'm just like, Alien 3 easily at the bottom of my list. And people were like, that's crazy. What? How do you hate Alien 3 that much? And I'm like, dude, it is a despicable, upsetting watch. It is a movie that is just like meant to piss you off pretty much. I don't know. You can do like mean, dark stuff in a movie, but like when there's no reprieve, there's none of that in that movie. I don't like it. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Alien 3. I wish I did though. Bloody Mary and I guessed the killers, and I know he did last summer, the reboot before it released. It was obvious, but the movie was still great. Can't wait for the next one. I just like, I feel like that's the point though. I feel like the whole point is to trick us with who the killer, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of, if I'm going to a murder mystery, I want to be surprised by who the killer is. That's going to really, you're going to lose some points if you can't trick me into thinking it's somebody else. I mean, like Thanksgiving, I feel like is a great example of a movie that does enough runaround that I really don't know who it was. I didn't know who it was by the time we got to it. I was so stuck on the boyfriends because I'm like, it's always the love interest, and like these two have just been beefing the whole movie. It's got to be one of them, but who? Which one is it? I was so set on Milo Manheim. I'm like, it's fucking Milo Man. I'm telling you, it's him. It was not him. I was thankfully shocked by the ending of Thanksgiving. That was another very good twist. And I just like, I feel like I don't think it's too crazy of an ask to expect that from a murder mystery. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Okay. So 70% of people said, I want to get the full results here. 27 people voted. 70% of people said they could make it to a 3 p.m. watch party. 29% said no. Interesting. Let me know in the chat if you can make it to a VHS 94 watch party tomorrow, or if you would like me to push that to Wednesday night. I can also do that. I can also do 7 o'clocks on Wednesdays. 7 o'clock Tuesday is kind of tough. We're figuring out some things for our gaming channel right now, that we want to start making videos opposed to doing more live streams. So we're working on, we're trying to work out all of those kinks and details. So Tuesday nights are kind of busy for me now, but let me know in the chat when would be a good time to do a watch party stream. Mia Goth as Ghostface would be diabolical. That would be fun. That would be awesome. I feel that's another one of those actors though, that I feel like if they cast her in something, we're like, yeah, she's obviously going to be Ghostface. The performance would be great. I don't know if there would be much of a surprise though. Ty Lee, I totally agree. Bodies, 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 low-key a great reveal twist. That was a phenomenal movie. That was like, man, I Know What You Did Last Summer wanted to be that movie so bad. So bad. I loved Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I bought that movie the moment the 4K dropped. I was like, that is a very fantastic murder mystery film. Hot take, that's my favorite murder mystery reveal in like the 2020s so far. I think that was the best twist out of anything we've seen so far. That would be a great video to do. Like, what was the best twist of like maybe a top 10 twists from modern, 2020s horror. That would be kind of fun to do. It'd be a fun video to get into. Kimberly is saying, what's VHS? It's a really fun found footage series over on Shudder. They're like it's anthology movies. It's a bunch of little found footage horror shorts that are all put together by a bunch of different very popular horror directors. They make one every year on Shudder. Highly recommend. Ton of fun. Crazy, outrageous concepts that get to be explored here that you wouldn't find made into full-length features because they're just like too outlandish of concepts. It's kind of what I love about VHS. It's a franchise that maybe my favorite thing to cover on this page, if I'm being totally honest. So we're doing watch parties for the last 4 movies in the franchise, building up to VHS Halloween that drops this year. It's a Halloween themed entry in the franchise, the 8th installment. I guess you would need a subscription to Shudder to watch it, but also there's physical media for it as well. You can just like buy it if you want, but it's one I recommend. VHS 94 is such a great place to start with the franchise too. So if you haven't seen any of them yet, like 94, it's the 4th entry, but I promise, like, you don't need to. It's not one of those franchises where it's like Scream, where it builds on top of each other. Every entry is something new every single time, so you can kind of jump in wherever you want with the series and just see what it's all about. I honestly think too every entry of VHS has been good except for one, and we're not even watching that on a watch party. So I'm specifically only doing the last 4 movies because I know there's going to be another VHS film next year. Let's be honest, at this point, they're likely going to do another one. And I want to do the first 3, like VHS 1, 2, and Viral, leading into that next year, which I think would be fun. So definitely excited for that. But yeah, let me know if that's something you're interested in. I want to bring back the watch party streams. That has been something that's been highly requested by folks around here, and I think that's going to be fun. Obviously, we're going to do the 6 Scream movies too, leading up to Scream 7, but that's a little while down the ways. It's coming though. Khalifa Al Khalifa is saying, when Scream 7 trailer release, in which horror movie we'll see on theaters? It'll probably drop alongside The Running Man in November, which is the remake of the Stephen King Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s. They're remaking it. It's Edgar Wright directing. Huge name. If you don't know who Edgar Wright is, like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. What else? The fucking Scott Pilgrim, Last Night in Soho. I mean, Edgar Wright's a huge name. This is a very big release this November. I've seen people say, like, why would it release with The Running Man? That's not even a big release. Yes, it is. It is Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell's like the biggest movie star right now. Like one of the very biggest movie stars, rising A-lister that we have right now. He's the star of it. Edgar Wright's directing, which is his follow-up to Last Night in Soho, which was highly regarded, very, very well loved. And also it's a Stephen King property. Like, people are going to see The Running Man. I promise you this is going to get a lot of eyes on it. So that's in my opinion, a great movie to put the Scream trailer in front of for sure. So no worries on this. It's like, what is this movie? I have no idea. No, it's something big. I promise you just might not have heard of it, but The Running Man is a very big release this year. Do you think there's any way that Jennifer Jolie could still be alive? Hey, in my heart, she is, buddy. I'd love to see her make a cameo at some point, like if she called Gail or came and visited her house for dinner. They're like friends now, huh? I think they kind of hate each other. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, they team up, but kind of unwillingly. I'd hope they still hate each other. They still got beef. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, hopefully we'll have a stream up on the page tomorrow. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. Maybe a watch party, maybe just another fun little goofing around stream like this. We'll find out tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for talking Scream with us. Thank you for helping us hit our super chat goal. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Check out my Saw video. It's a good one. Peace out.